And welcome in here to game number 2 tonight. As you see, the JV team, 46-12, the Ducks with the win over the Cyclones there. And of course, we'll have the varsity contest in a moment. I'll step aside as I always do and do that thing I do. We'll do the intros coming up here in just a little bit. And a fantastic night for basketball action because it's cold outside and you'd rather be inside. At least I would. Joined by Kenny Suter here. Kenny, we saw a Ducks team, really good defense, pressing and like that. We'll see if that continues in the varsity contest.
Yeah, Ducks, of course, they're really hoping for it to continue. I mean, last game started off so well for them, 21-0 run all the way throughout most of the first quarter. Wasn't really till the second quarter until Cyclones got that three-pointer, and then nothing else until the fourth quarter. So Ducks trying to see that. Also, Coach talking about an emphasis on good defense, not just steals, not just looking for the big impact plays and running in transition, which also running in transition we didn't get into, but they did it masterfully, looking for passes down low, not getting too far underneath the basket, which can be an issue. Hopefully they're going to keep that same energy. For the Cyclones, I'm looking for more off-ball movement.
And I'm going to do the other job that I do here. So are you ready, Mr. Finch? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School for this evening's matchup between the Lady Ducks of Havana and your West Prairie Cyclones! At this time, please rise, gentlemen and ladies, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Ducks of Havana. Number 2, Ava Kramer. Number 5, Josie Hughes. Number 10, Olivia Kramer. Number 20, Katie Miller. And number 30, Hannah Hodgson. The Lady Ducks are coached by Michelle Brady, assisted by Jordan Hodgson, Jacqueline Dieters, and Allie Quinones. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclones. Number 2, Madeline Sullivan. Number 4, Madison McClure. Number 10, Josie Hodges. Number 21, Peyton McGrew. And number 24, Ashlyn Kelly. Cyclones are coached by Grant Bland, assisted by Lauren Powell, Michael Purdy, and Maddie Palmer. Your officials for tonight's game, Joe Sarton, Robbie Johnson, and Devin Raleigh. Good luck to both teams this evening. Phew, Out of practice, Kenny.
Few little voice cracks up in there.
There you go. What happens when you get old.
Oh.
Although Finch is still older than I am. Had to mention that. I mean, that's. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I
Age
wouldn't
before
say that.
beauty, Finch. Sullivan will get the tip here. Cyclones will have it first. Josie Hodges, quick 16-footer, no good, and the rebound snapped up there by Ava Kramer. Kramer pushing it into the front court, cut off by Sullivan. Works it out now with a nice drive. Katie Miller in the lane, up, in, and good.
Nice shot. They'll keep the press. First tip, and it'll go off of the Cyclones. So an easy, quick turnover for Havana.
And they will bring it inbounds. We're going to run long three drawn up by Miller. And that one going to be trying to tap it inbound. They tried to save it, but could not. That was dialing up long distance.
Really close to that backside.
And now working with it. Sullivan up, and that one intercepted. Bouncing the lane, up and in and good by Josie Hughes. And the Ducks make it 4-0.
When you're trying to break the press, it's all about speed, and it cannot be rainbows when it comes to passes. And right there, they just picked it like Minka Fitzpatrick.
Like the reference. Hodges down, trying to pass it out to McClure. Has her pocket picked. Coming up with it's Kramer, Olivia Kramer. Right back. Beauty of a give and go from Josie Hughes. And makes it 6-0 Havana. Sullivan working it over to Hodges. Comes down, pulls it out to McGrew. Peyton McGrew driving down the lane, going up and drawing the foul. Nice job to go up strong. Hodgson.
Oh, they're not going to call the foul.
Yep, actually going to call it just a tip.
Still Cyclone ball.
Hodges looking to bring it inbounds. Into Kelly, has it tapped away. And we got a foul on Hodgson with the push. And that's one of those, you love the aggression, but you not too much aggression.
Yeah, because there's a difference between aggression in the right spot and overly aggressive, kind of cheating for bad defenses. That's going to be a 5-second violation. You know, if you're in the wrong position, but you still keep up the same fight, and it's just really not going to work out for you. But if you're in the right position, that aggression leads you to those open opportunities for steals.
Hughes dribbling it off her own foot. And then a near turnover by Sullivan. They work it out to McClure. McClure in the near corner up to Hodges. Hodges holds and works. And double dribble it. Yep, when she spun, she kind of picked it up for that beat and then put it down again.
Looked like they're trying to get isolation work out as they cleared out the entire paint.
Right up, Hodgson wide open under the basket, putting it up and in. Nice pass down there to Katie Miller.
Like a safety, you know, you got to be deeper than deepest. Somebody has to be aware of where all 5 players are. As another steal, 2-on-1 opportunity. She'll just take it herself.
And missed the rebound put up. Gets it up and in by Ava Kramer. As she and Olivia Kramer, and that'll be a quick timeout. 10-0 lead here for the Havana Ducks. A quick 10-0 burst to start this game. We'll take this timeout. This is the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I knew between them and Bushnell.
Back here, and I wanted to, as that paper got away from me, Kenny. I want to talk about what's coming up here on Wednesday. Kenny and roommate will be here for a varsity-only contest. I don't know his name.
Jaden Spear.
There we go. Okay.
New student teacher for history over at Bushnell-Prairie City High School.
All right, they'll be here for a varsity-only contest at 6. And then on Tuesday the 21st, varsity girls and boys versus Bushnell here. And I'm sure we'll have that one for you. Might have an all-star cast. You never know. Hodges works it out top there. Going to fake and try to get to the lane. And They're going to whistle a travel as she couldn't extricate herself in time.
Tried to hop up to get over the top of those hands on him. Just couldn't get away from the ball.
Miller going to bring it back, and right back to her. Down the lane she goes. Kick out. And Olivia Kramer, a fake. I'm going to apologize. That was Ava. That's what happens when you have too many girls, same name. Miller, shot on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around, pulled down by Josie Hughes. Up and in. And once again, Havana putting a lot of pressure on this Cyclones team. It is 12-0 as Hodges goes back to work on the offense. Dribbling around here. And out to McClure. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan waiting and holding, looking. Dribbles toward the lane, back out to Hodges. Hodges waits, gives a look. And now dribbling down the lane. She and Hughes getting tangled up. They're going to have a jump ball. And it'll be Havana basketball. Inbounds. Hughes going to wing it up to Miller. Miller quickly in the lane. Hodgson shot on the way, no good. Maybe should have set herself a little bit. McGrew down with the rebound. Out to Sullivan, and she'll look to push it up. 12-0 burst here by the Ducks. Over to Hodges, lob it in for McGrew. Just a little bit too short on the lob. Back will come Havana. Oh, Kenny, you love that.
Beautiful pass.
When the ball doesn't even touch the floor. And then we got a foul inside on the rebound by Ava Kramer. But, man, you love to watch that when the ball barely touched the floor.
And the difference in these two teams of leading passes. They're leading perfectly while Cyclones have, on the last drive that ended in a turnover, just was too far behind, was passing where they are rather than where they should be.
Shot no good, and Sullivan comes down with the rebound. Going to head up the court. And this is where I mentioned you don't leave her alone. Lobbed a long pass up, and out of there with it comes Kramer. She'll dribble down, bounce for Miller. McGrew had it, lost it. Sullivan trying to pick it up. And it will be Cyclone basketball.
Still fighting for the ball here, down 12 with 4:25 left to go.
Inbounds to Sullivan. We'll dribble it now and watched in the backcourt by Ava Kramer. You can see Hughes. Yep, there we go. I was waiting for that. And the pass picked away. Back will come Hughes dribbling down. Finds Ava Kramer up, can't get it to go. Rebound fought for underneath, knocked out of bounds. And bring it in. First substitution, Maggie French in. Katie Miller out for Havana. And the inbounds into Hodgson. Hodgson waiting. And now gets Kramer. She'll put up the three. Short. Rebound fought for. Hughes able to get it. Shot on the way is good by French. 14-0 lead here. Ball up to Peyton McGrew. McGrew having trouble getting a handle on it. And a quick tie-up called.
Had good passes to break that press, just kind of put the cart before the horse on the transition.
3:49 left to go here in this first quarter. Hodgson in with it. And Kramer did not get across half court. They went to pass it to her. I saw Coach Hodgson. That was funny. Just Michelle Brady put her hand on her head and just shook her head. And I was like, oh, there are days. Hodges brings it into Sullivan. Sullivan back to Hodges. Hodges waits and gets a pick from McGrew. Dribbling out top there. Now Sullivan over to McGrew. McGrew puts it on the floor a couple times. Hughes pressuring her. Picked up her dribble, bounces to McClure, who can't keep it in on the sideline. It'll turn it back over to Havana. Olivia Kramer going to bring it inbounds. I'm trying to keep my Kramers separate. Hughes nearly lost hand on it, gets it, wings it, and that went over to the Cyclone bench. And you love to see the fight and hustle and physicality. That's one of the things the Cyclones have needed to work on. Inbounds. Comes to Sullivan. Sullivan dribbling here over to Hodges. Hodges looking to drive. As Hughes bangs and bumps on her, comes out to McGrew. McGrew wheeling around. Over to Sullivan. To Kelly. Kelly. Over to McClure. McClure bouncing to Sullivan. 3 minutes left to go in a quarter. Sullivan 3 on the way, no good, and the rebound, Hughes down with it, and she'll push, loops it up, and that one a little bit over the head of Ava Kramer, but off the hands of Sullivan and out of bounds. And did you notice, Kenny, the one thing with Hughes, her head was immediately up, up and looking forward, looking for somebody. They tried to bring it into Ava Kramer out of bounds. It'll go over to West Prairie.
Well, I mean, you always got to be able to see where and when you can pass. And also the same way we were talking about leading the passes. They're doing a great job so far of getting the good passes in front, as that's going to be a long two. We'll miss.
As they say in the NBA, the dreaded long two. Ashlyn Kelly trying to get her feet underneath her, get it going. Madeline Tones will check in here for the Cyclones. As she replaces Peyton McGrew.
As we have some unhappy fans.
Peyton McGrew picking up the personal. And now on the way with it is Jenna Brooks. Pulls it out, wings it over here. They work it all the way around. French, a fake, looks to dribble in, kick out to Hodgson. She'll swing to Olivia Kramer. Up top. In the corner now, bounce from Olivia Kramer. Up top to Smith. They work it for French. French, a fake, pulls up. As they work it down here, 2 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Cyclones in the 3-2. And the bounce to French. French looking it over. Comes down, Olivia Kramer spots the three. French gets the rebound, puts it up, and puts it in.
You know, it worked out for Havana, but they could have had like 4 or 5 easier shot opportunities if they just post up when they had that flasher come down on the low post.
Tones looking to work her way into the basket and goes up, pick up a foul on Hodgson. That'll be her second.
Does a great job of working around and getting on the far side. Realized she was a little bit low. If she would have went underneath, she would have been too far low. Able to come back up, gets a good shot opportunity.
Tones with the free throw, little hard off the back of the rim. And now Katie Miller will check in. Hodgson will go out for the Ducks. Second one on the way, no good. And the rebound snapped up there by French. French going to work it out to Miller, quickly up the floor to Smith. Olivia Kramer, shot on the way, no good. Bounce off the back of the rim. Josie Hodges, nice job to get the rebound. Pulls it up. And a good job there by Hodges. You pull it up, you're in trouble. You got 3 people surrounding you. Pull it up, wait for some help. And on that one, then Jenna Brooks able to reach in and tie her up. It'll be West Prairie basketball here.
I believe 4th jump ball this quarter.
Lob into Sullivan.
Really wanting to reach in there.
Throwing up the floor, coming to McClure, and there we get a foul. And now they'll bring it in from the sideline. Josie Hodges looks to trigger. Wanting to get Sullivan, bounces over to her. Sullivan fighting, coming down, getting a pick from Tones. Tried to throw it to Hodges, tapped away by Brooks. And here she comes on the run, drives in, layup is up and good. It is 18-0.
Trying to swat away these defenders like flies. They're just locked in on their defenders.
Hodges up with it, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Olivia Kramer, and she'll lead the charge. Has people ahead of her. Up to Smith. Smith in the lane. And French had the rebound, and they knocked it away from each other. Shot by Brooks, no good. Rebound, Tones out of there with it. And off to Sullivan. Sullivan will work it here. Jenna Brooks trying to cut her off. Over to Hodges, to McClure. Fake and looks to drive. Out to Sullivan. Sullivan with 10 seconds left in the first quarter. And they're going to whistle Josie Hodges for the push-off. And a little of that comes when you're a little frustrated.
Yeah, just, you know, in between the 3 or 4 times of them just trying to move their way through. And then they're trying to shoulder their way through. Now they're elbowing their way through. And that last one finally got the foul.
Miller brings it inbounds to Brooks with 7 seconds with 6, 5. Miller down in the corner, French wide open, 3 is up and good. Sports Corner 3, ring it up for the Ducks. And just like we had in the JV game, 21-0 as we hit second quarter of play. We're going to take this commercial timeout. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Slide it back to make room for whatever you're storing. Or pull it forward and use it as an additional full-depth shelf. Make room for ingredients of all sizes.
And we are here at TSSR Game Time. I'm still going to try to talk her into it. We'll see if she gets a little play-by-play from Cameron Flam. Hey, you do a very good job. I will tell you that. You did a fantastic job. And it's just the only thing when it's your own teammates, you have to be careful a little bit, have to stay unbiased. That's one of my big rules, but it's always fun. And I hope you will hear some from Cameron over the next season when we're here for boys' games. When we're here for boys' games, well, girls' games too if you want. But folks, always like to encourage young people to take part in this because I'm old and one of these days I might be able to do it. Brooks in with the bucket. And go ahead, Kenny, you're going to.
Oh, I was just going to let anybody watching know that 7-0, the Rams are ahead in the little bit of a different wild card game for them. Had to push it back and move all the way to Arizona during the wildfires in L.A. as they take on the Minnesota Vikings.
Hodges in and very close to getting it. Hodges, couple of dribbles, bounces, comes over to Haley Hendricks into the ball game. Passes for Sullivan. Sullivan with a look, takes a bounce and gives it out to McGrew. Now to Hodges. Hodges dribbling down the near side and try to get through there, and then out with it comes Katie Miller. Miller dribbling it up here, comes down to the far side and just totally lost the handle on it. And you can tell what she was doing, Kenny. She was preparing, trying to wait for contact. And when the contact didn't come, Haley Hendricks doing a phenomenal job just going straight up, and Miller just kind of lost it.
23-0. Havana will still keep this press on.
Yep. As Emily Martin coming into the ball game now. Ashlyn Kelly back in. Sullivan breaking the press up to McClure. McClure in Peyton McGrew. McGrew no good, and the rebound snapped out of there by Miller. Miller wings it up there for Kramer. Kramer down the curve. Huge beauty of a pass. My goodness.
Laser shot right to the perfect, the triple threat area where you got it right there at the waist. Perfect.
Martin getting a screen from McGrew. Dribbles and has it tied up by Ava Kramer. And now subbing in, number 32, Nemmelman. Allison Nemmelman. I hope I said that right.
Nemmelman did a lot in that JV contest earlier today, including hitting, I do believe, 1 full 3.
Yep. And pass stolen away there. Hughes out with it. One bounce up quickly to Ava Kramer. In and good. 27-0 here, the lead. As Sullivan brings it over to Martin. Martin looking to dribble down. Hodges will come back in here. Next dead ball. Martin hold it out. Coming out for Sullivan. And Sullivan will put it on the floor. The Cyclones try to set it up. Down to Kelly. Kelly is open for second to McGrew. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound tip. Got a rebound back. Puts it up and puts it in. In for McGrew, makes it a 27-2. Ducks in the lead. Right back comes Katie Miller, though, right through the lane. Missed it. Ava Miller, the rebound. Ava Kramer, rather. To Hughes, and then Hodgson traveled. She went to get it out of there. 5:44 left to go here in this first half. Martin out, Hodges in for West Prairie. Hodges into Sullivan. Sullivan waits and holds over to Hodges. Hodges to McClure. McClure bouncing into Kelly. Kelly trying to get it to McGrew, couldn't get it to her. And then Ava Kramer coming away with the steal in the backcourt up to Miller. Miller for Nemmelman, back to Miller. Nice give and go, gave and went. And Kenny, Havana just playing at a different gear here in this varsity contest.
And it's just, I don't know if more help defense down low would see it, but that was multiple shots with that give and go on that corner. You got to get somebody in that lane to help stop that from going.
And plug that up a little bit there. It is 29-2. Havana with the lead. A timeout by the Cyclones. We'll step aside and we'll thank some of our very fine sponsors here on this TSSR Game Time live broadcast. And we have folks like JoJo's Gaming Parlor offering the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time live events on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. Also want to thank folks at MTC Communications. You know, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2025. MTC Communications offers lightning fast, reliable fiber internet, video phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Hodges in with it, into Sullivan. As the Cyclones go back to work on the far side, looking in at McGrew. Hodges drives lane, bounce down to Kelly, goes up, can't get it to go, and the rebound snapped up there by Miller. Miller out to Hughes, loops it quickly up, Nemmelman up and in and good.
Transition defense is just, it really just hasn't been there at all.
And you got to get out, that's acknowledging where everybody is, knowing where they are. As Sullivan will spot the long three, no good, and the rebound, Miller takes it out of there. Out to Hodgson.
So we have a quick injury.
And I think Miller got maybe an elbow in the nose.
Yep.
And that hurts, I can tell you. That.
Yeah. And it's one of those, the pains that hurts so much because it's right there, you can't do anything about it, and now your eyes are watering, now everything is shutting down.
Kramer brings it up. Nemmelman three in the corner. Rattles in and good. The sports corner three is good and makes it 34-2 in favor of Havana. Sullivan with it. Holds, waits, looks in the lane for Kelly. Dribbles, comes in, and a ball taken away. Kramer up to Hughes in the lane. Up and good. Now 36-2. This back will come the Cyclones. They'll go back to work. Madison McClure with it. And Hodges holds, looks at McGrew, can't get it in there. Kicks out to McClure. McClure holds, waits, wheels toward the top. Hughes doing a nice job cutting her off. Gets it to Hodges, and Hodges travels. We'll have a couple substitutions coming up here. In comes number 3, Lindsey Greer. Also into the contest, Madeline Howiter. 36-2 lead. And Hughes will bring it across half court. For Olivia Kramer, a fake in the corner. Greer in the lane, goes up. Won't get it to go, but a foul will be called. And they're going to whistle it on Sullivan. I believe that'll be just her first. And I am correct. Doesn't happen very often, but once in a great while. Shot on the way by Greer. It is no good. And she'll set in for the second one. Second one up and on the way, and it is good. So it gets 1 of 2. As she makes 1 of 2 there and ups the lead to 37-2. Josie Hodges works out top now, looking in at McGrew. McGrew setting a screen. Holds, waits, tried to throw it in, and the pass stolen away there up to Hughes. Hughes on the fly, beating Sullivan in the lane. The fake up, and Greer wasn't quite ready for it. She was getting in rebounding position, Kenny.
Yeah, get right set. Still working transition. You know, this game has just gone by so fast, and not even like time-wise. It's just everything has happened at 100% speed.
It has. 2:55 left to go in this first half. Down in the lane, they bring it to Kelly. Kelly lost handle. Back to McGrew, though. McGrew puts it up, can't get it to go. And the rebound snapped out of there by Nemmelman. Up to Greer.
Didn't work for him, but a great job of boxing out and moving people out of the way. Find your own space, make it so you can get those easy shots down low.
Greer shot no good. The rebound, McGrew off to Sullivan. As Greer giving her pause out there. Fake. Josie Hodges in the lane, goes up, draws the foul. And there's what you need, Drew, that foul on Howiter. And you're seeing, Kenny, the Cyclones are starting to attack the basket a little bit. And when you're down like this, that's one of those things, you attack the basket.
But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where we started to see heads start to fall down when they got down 10. Now they've got some momentum and they're feeling better about themselves down 35.
Yep.
Where if we would have had this, you know, at the start, could have been a much different game overall.
And Shipman in for the Cyclones. As Hodges' second one on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around and pulled out of there by the Ducks to Hughes, who'll wing it cross court. Olivia Kramer, shot on the way. Three is good. Another Sports Corner three by the Ducks, and they make it 40-2. They work to Shipman. Shipman holding, waiting, looking around, come down the lane, spin out of there by Sullivan. She'll put up the long shot. Off the rim, no good. Hughes down with it. And we'll get a foul on Josie Hodges. 40-2, a minute 53 left to go here in this first half. As Jordan Hughes will bring it inbounds. Actually, Josie Hughes, sorry. They bring it to her in the lane. She'll fake, turn around. Jay, good.
Oh, man.
That's a pretty turnaround jumper.
Yeah, pretty much started at 180, not even looking. Turned it around, put the arms and hands up perfectly. So they split the defenders, put it up, and that one will not be able to fall.
And Olivia Kramer coming out of there with it. Looking up the court here. Out it comes into the corner. Josie Hughes, three no good. Rebound right there for the rebound.
Gets the block.
And a shot on the rebound by Maggie French. And ups it to 44-2. Hodges works it across here. Looking for Shipman. And Olivia Kramer just badgering her all over the place. Sullivan, pull back for the three. No good. And the rebound to Kelly, tipping it. Getting up the court, Hughes quickly to Olivia Kramer, working it for Nemmelman. Look out to Olivia Kramer, stolen by Josie Hodges, up to Sullivan. Sullivan on the way, and a nice job by French to chase her down.
Just too hard off the backboard.
Now Hughes will hold it out here. We got 30 seconds left to go here in this first half of play. And the Ducks are going to milk it for one here, 44-2. The lead, as Hughes will bring it down, whips it down in the corner. Down it comes for Howiter. Up to Hughes, looking in the lane. Nice job, Greer, up and good.
You know, even if it's man-to-man, you still have to have your back to the basket. You have to know where your ball in hand is.
Peyton McGrew driving in, and she'll draw a foul with 1.5 seconds left to go. And again, that's what you got to do. Take the physicality, go to the basket hard. Peyton McGrew will be up at the free throw line. McGrew, free throw is good. Nice job on the free throw, makes it 46-3. Haley Hendricks will check in. Ashlyn Kelly will come out. And now Peyton McGrew will eye it up. Free throw is good. So Peyton McGrew makes a pair there, and shot on the way, no good. close but no good, 46-4 at the end of the first half of play. That'll take us to halftime here. And once again, Mr. Dwayne Hulett had a chance to talk to some of the fine folks at MDH. And we'll have that coming your way in just a moment. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
All right, well, we're here with Bill Murdoch, and this is the second year in a row, Bill, that I've talked to you.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably unfortunately for you. I think you might have been the most talked about interview of all of our MDH interviews last year, though.
I don't know whether I need to be proud of that or ashamed of that. I don't know which one to go with.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Probably.
The thing that I find comical is I gave you a hard time last year, as I said, because, man, you're way up the ladder. You know, you're a high-end employee for me to be talking to, and you're even higher up the road now than you were last year.
Yeah. Yes. Last year when we spoke, I was the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, and since then I've been in the CEO role, Chief Executive Officer here at the hospital for about 8 months now.
Well, not to toot your horn, but everything I hear is good coming out of MDH since you've taken over. So what was your mindset when you stepped into that role, and what do you see MDH doing here?
Well, I've never had aspirations to be a CEO of a hospital, but we have a great team here, and I just felt it was that time in my career to step in and take over and see how it goes. We have a great team here at MDH, very proud of everybody. They're very passionate and have a lot of pride in the organization. So it just made that job so much easier for me to step into my new role.
Yeah, it's easy to work with people who want to do a good job, isn't it? And it seems like everybody I talk to here is that kind of person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody's engaged, and they want to do well, and they want to succeed. And we want them to succeed here at the organization.
I think MDH has always had a pretty good name in the area. What are you trying to do for MDH to even step that up a little bit more?
Right. So Pat Osterman and myself, we've done a lot of community relationship building, reaching out to the community leaders, reaching out to our competitors to see how we can work together better to be a stronger organization overall.
Yeah, strong organization, and you guys continue to add pieces and parts. You've expanded to Monmouth. We talked a little bit about that with your urgent care and physical therapy. The pharmacy is looking really nice right now.
Right, and it's ready to come online. The construction's finishing up this week, and then next step is to get the certifications, inspections going. So we should be open for business later at the end of this year or first part of January.
So we mentioned last year you're relatively local to the McDonough County area. So you're one of the first CEOs that I remember that's local to McDonough. You have like a foothold in the area. Does that make this job, not that being CEO of any company doesn't have meaning, but does it mean a little more for you because you are from here?
It does, and it helps. I think it builds trust because they know I'm local. I'll have that connection with the community. Yes, my mother owns farmland south of town. My father-in-law owns farmland here. My wife's a bomber. She's a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck. We got kids that are leathernecks too. So I feel like we have a lot of fabric in the community to take this organization to the next level.
Well, we're going to keep the interview shorter, but I cannot get done with this interview without asking if you got any deer last year.
I did. Actually, yes, I did. And as we talked last year too, I participate Hunters for the Hungry, where we donate our harvest, and I did that last year. So yes, I was successful.
So you spend a lot of time at MDH and helping people, and then you're helping people when you're at home too.
Try to. That's a little different. You know, you're by yourself, and sometimes that's good to decompress and do all that. But yeah, no, it works out well.
So what's been the biggest surprise? You never had any ideas of wanting to be CEO. What's been the biggest surprise so far since you've taken a job?
Oh, I think just the loyalty our staff has for the organization. They want it to do well, and I think with that support has made this job so much better for me.
Well, Bill, I appreciate you talking to me. It's always fun getting to talk to you, so hopefully we'll do it again next year, and we'll have new big things to talk about from MDH.
Let's plan on it, and thank you for your time, and having me on again this year after last year.
Hey, not a problem. Like I said, you were the biggest fan, I think, supported video of all of them. So we'll see if you can continue that. Maybe I should give an award.
You think?
I think we should come up with an award.
Okay, you work on that.
Okay,
and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes.
Oh, hey there. Didn't see you. Jerry D from Mr. D on Amazon Prime. I'm just way out here, painting, with my thoughts. It's where I come to breathe and let everything just flow onto my canvas. But I'm not alone. I'm out here with the GigaSpire Blast. Keeps my connectivity strong, so I have no interruptions. So I can watch and I can paint freely, no distractions and no interruptions. Bye for now.
The Tumble Fresh option keeps clothes in the washer fresh with periodic tumbling until they're ready for the dryer. Finish laundry in under an hour with a 25-minute quick wash and 30-minute timed dry in the matching dryer. Whirlpool. Everyday care.
And we are back here. They are currently having a little scoreboard trouble, trying to get the scoreboard going. I think maybe they finally got it up and working, or allegedly, as they're trying to input score and everything, just kind of went out in the middle of the halftime period. And I'm not even sure how much time was left in it. As under 4 minutes left to go here at the half. It's working down here. And I was going to take a quick check-in of the score. Sorry, I had to answer a text from my child. So anyway, let's take a look. See, I was going to check in on the NFL as the Cyclones come back out here. As they look at it, 10-0, the Rams leading here as we get ready for the second half. And Kenny, I see 10-0, the Rams here.
Oh, really?
And I was checking because it looks like Minnesota is, as the Wi-Fi is loading up a little bit. We had the scoreboard go off here. Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but
I was trying to go back and make sure we had the right score through the stream. There we are. That's the word.
Yeah, that thing we do. You know, whatever that thing, that sort of we do, kind of.
The amount of times I have to tell my students, like, no, I'm not dumb. It's just some football concussions that may or may not have been concussions that I didn't know what it felt like growing up.
Well, I know that can be the case there, and I even though I played basketball, I had a few concussions as well, and had an abnormally hard head, but around the farm,
really?
I injured it.
You hard-headed? No,
yeah.
no.
Banged it off a few rafters and augers and things of that sort over my time there. So for the second half here, as we get away from the injury history, but yes, sometimes we don't remember things. That's
like turning on the audio in third quarters.
There you go. And the audio is up. So, folks,
all righty.
You may have been just as happy we didn't have the audio for the third quarter, those of you at home, as we get ready to start this second half here. And for the Cyclones, it's all about building positives here. Mm-hmm. I mean, barring something extremely unlikely, folks, I'll say it, barring something extremely unlikely, most likely the Cyclones aren't going to make it back into this one. But You build positives. You build one step in front of the other, one good possession. Then you build a second good possession. On top of that, then you build a third possession. And maybe it's a possession where you get 5 passes. And I see Devin Raleigh actually outran a girl to the other side.
Oh.
And Devin was in such a hurry, the scorch table wasn't ready.
And, you know, talking about building positives for the Cyclones, if I'm Havana, I'm working on stuff that we've just put into the playbook or things that we think haven't worked as well as we have. Really focus on stuff.
Yep.
Work on things. You've got a lot of time now, you know, 2 full quarters where you can figure out, okay, maybe we need to work on passing. Like right now, just keep passing around. Don't dribble.
And the shot no good. Rebound tipped around, and Miller comes out of it. We'll get lineups for you. It is Ava Kramer, also Josie Hughes. He has it in the lane now. Number 20, Katie Miller. Shot no good. Rebound tipped. And Peyton McGrew will come out of the bed. Also Hodgson in there for Havana. And back will come the Cyclones. Madeline Sullivan wearing number 2. Josie Hodges number 10. Madison McClure number 4. Ashlyn Kelly number 24. And Peyton McGrew with the basketball there. Shooting it on the way. Number 21. Doing a nice job of getting her own rebound. They counted here 46-4 is the lead. And it will be a running clock here for this second half.
Well, they got the scoreboard to work. Haven't got out the lineups on the scoreboard, but yeah. I think they're just happy enough that the time is up.
And a drive in, nice shot on the way. Ashlyn Kelly will be whistled for the foul as Ava Kramer comes in there. Yeah, I think they're just happy we got score and time on there after the way things were going.
Had the defense set, hands up, all good, but just tilted to the side enough that the shoulder was able to disrupt the shot.
And you know what? I almost thought maybe they were going to get, you know those things you had in PE where you flipped them over? The score things where where you flipped them over.
The flags.
Yeah, the triangle thing, the triangle, yep, and you just flipped them over, the numbers, and I thought we were headed toward that, but first shot in and good by Ava Kramer. She'll spot herself up for number 2. Ready's the second one. It is no good, and the rebound bouncing around. McClure had it. Ava Kramer takes it away over to Olivia Kramer, and Havana will have it again. Down in the corner. Bounce up, come to Hughes, over to Miller. Miller waits, holds, looks. Swings it to Hodgson. Hodgson in the lane to Miller, bouncing out. Ava Kramer will drive underneath, shoot, and McGrew going to be whistled for the personal. She'll spot up there from the free throw line. Ava Kramer back to the line, 47-4 is the lead here. 5:20 left to go here in this third quarter. Free throws up, no good. And she'll step up for another one.
As we'll have substitution.
And checking in is Howiter, replacing Miller. And that's the other thing, too. You can play around with some different lineups, try some different things, because if you think about it, Kenny, we're, about a month, maybe 5 weeks at the most from the postseason for Illinois girls, as it's the 13th of January. So we're ticking it down here for the girls' season.
Yeah, and, you know, right now, up 44, now you can start moving in some new pieces, maybe pieces of the JV team that you want to get some varsity reps. Maybe you're trying to look at maybe a small ball type matchup, see how things work so that one falls in for another 2 to make it even 50.
50-4 here as they work with 4:18 left to go here in this third quarter play. Josie Hodges working around. Waits and hold. McClure out to Hodges, loses the handle on it as Josie Hughes pulls it away. Comes over to Ava Kramer. Ava Kramer fakes, goes up, puts it up, and puts it in. 52-4 the lead for Havana as Josie Hodges will dribble it up here and try to get to Ashlyn Kelly. Couldn't get it in there and lost it. Haley Hendricks will check in along with Nathan Shipman. Josie Hodges and Ashlyn Kelly will take a seat. Coming over for Josie Hughes. Josie Hughes and Olivia Kramer walking it up here. As they'll swing it over, Olivia Kramer, wait and hold, coming to Ava. Ava Kramer holds, fakes, brings it out, and they work it over to Howiter. Howiter down in the corner. Olivia Kramer with a bounce out, and into the ball game, number 4, Taylor Lindsay, as Hughes directs a little traffic to Howiter. Just working around, Hughes 15-footer, no good, and Peyton McGrew snaps up the rebound. Off to Sullivan with 3 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. They work it, Shipman down. Bounces out off the thigh of McClure and out of bounds. Work it out here. 52-4 the lead now, 2:50 left to go in this contest, or in this third quarter. As Havana works it around, Olivia Kramer, down it comes for Josie Hughes. Hughes cross courts it to Ava Kramer, 3 is up and in and good. I thought, Kenny, that was going to be a little short.
Man. Not only do they have the speed that, you know, the transition work, but now they're getting some sharp shooting on their side as well.
As Sullivan brings it up, and McClure lost the handle on over to Shipman. Shipman looking in at McGrew. Fakes a little bit, dribbles in, bounces to McGrew. McGrew spinning lane, shoots shot, and she'll get a foul and go to the free throw line. Let's go up here, 55-4. We go under 2 minutes left to go here in this third quarter of play. Peyton McGrew readies it on the free throw line. Up and a little short. Checking in is Lindsey Greer. She's going to replace Ava Kramer, who's most likely done for the evening. And McGrew will settle herself in. Second one. Really love her free throw motions, improved a lot. Done a lot of good work on that as Josie Hughes come back the other way. Up to Olivia Kramer, shot no good, got her own rebound. And it comes out, shot on the way, no good. Hughes another rebound, bounces out, and Olivia Kramer misses it again. McGrew with the rebound.
If you're baseline, you got to use the backboard. That's the one thing that has just always slightly annoyed me, and you see it in high school a lot in the boys and the girls level, is just the baseline shot that just loops over.
And a turnover on the Cyclones there as we're under a minute left to go here in the third quarter. 55-4 lead for Havana. And Olivia Kramer working over for Greer. Greer going to take a couple bounces. Spins, bounce out to Hughes. Hughes out to Olivia Kramer. She holds and waits. Out for Greer. Greer gives a look, waits, holds. For Lindsay. 26, Hughes, 3 on the way, is good. Ups it to 58-4. 15 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Sullivan dribbling down, nearly had it taken away, and then gets fouled in there by Greer. And that's going to end the third quarter of play, 58-4 here at the end of 3. We'll head to the fourth quarter in just a moment. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
We are back here for this fourth quarter play, 58-4 lead for the Havana Ducks. Again, as we count it down here, and for the Cyclones, again, build positives, build positives. One possession, then another possession. Look for a good, get a good shot off, get 3 or 4 passes off, find the open person somewhere along the way. And for Havana, like you said, you work on a lot of different things. You get a lot of different people, some playing time. And in right now, number 55, Alexis Richardson, also out there on the floor. Taylor Lindsay, Evie Smith, Greer, and also in the corner, Ava Kramer. I had to make sure I had the right Kramer. Kramer will hold on with it now. Cyclones trying to up a little pressure over to Smith. Smith waits and holds, looks in the lane. Kramer over to Lindsay. Lindsay around Hendricks, up and in and good. And makes it a lead of 60-4. Cyclones working here out to Sullivan. Top of the key, 3, no good. And we've got a foul. We'll have 3 free throws upcoming. And that is one of those that will drive a coach something nuts. I was going to say another adjective to that, but I can't on the air here. So that never, ever foul the three-point shooter. That's one of those it's just you can't do.
And, you know, sometimes you're not even thinking about it. You just go shot up, get your box out.
Yep.
At least, you know, for me when I was playing, I was only ever good at boxing out. So that was always what I thought.
Sullivan makes the second, makes the third, and it is 60-6 as they come to work it up here, firing it up here for Lindsay. Lindsay, couple bounds over to Smith. Smith fakes, looks to Greer. Greer thought about the shot, drives around McClure, shoots it over Janelle Heaton, and Haley Hendricks the rebound off to Sullivan. Sullivan, I saw about Janelle Heaton in there now. Sullivan pops the 3, no good. Rebound caroming around. Greer's going to chase the long rebound down. Shipman giving chase and gives the foul. 60-6. And now up to the free throw line will step Lindsey Greer. That's why I had to slow down because I've got a Taylor Lindsay and a Lindsey Greer. I'm trying to keep all that. Kenny can feel my pain on that a little bit. For a broadcaster, sometimes a little difficult to keep those separated. And I think Greer touched every single part of the rim on that one.
Yeah.
And makes it 61-6.
Second shot opportunity.
Up and no good. And the rebound, Madison McClure out to Sullivan. Sullivan looking to run, drives in the lane, shoots shot, won't get it to go. Rebound, Hendricks puts it up, can't get it to go. Janelle Heaton a rebound. Over to Shipman. Shipman shot no good, and Richardson snaps up the board. Back will come the Ducks. 5:20, clock rolling here in this fourth quarter as Greer brings it to Richardson. Richardson over to Ava Kramer.
Fancy little one-handed pass there to get away from the defender.
And working it out for Taylor. Taylor over to Smith. Puts it on the bounce a couple times into Richardson. Richardson's shot on the way is good. That thing, I think NASA tracked that down. That one had some arc underneath it and makes it 63-6. As Shipman out top there on the far side, looking at dribble, lost the handle on it. Now having to gather it back in. Madison McClure driving near side, bounces out to Shipman. Shipman coming down, driving on Ava Kramer. Over it comes to Sullivan. Sullivan coming down here, 4:25 left to go in the ball game. Shipman tied up, and a jump ball possession arrow stays with the Cyclones, and we'll have another line shift. As coming in will be number 34, Maggie French, one of the freshmen. As most of the, in fact, I think, was that Kenny about all the JV lineup in there now.
I'm holding a camera and not a roster, so I wish I could tell you.
And now Olivia Kramer will come out of there with it, brings it up quickly. Working in the lane, bouncing in. Nice steal there by Mason Shipman. And jump ball, possession arrow will keep it with Havana. And Devin Raleigh had to go chase the ball a little bit there. 63-6, 3.5 left to go in a game. Over for Howard. Howard, Olivia Kramer back out in the corner. Shot on the way, and a 3-ball good. As putting it in is Maggie French. It is 65. Actually, they called that along too.
Oh!
Sullivan back with a deep 3.
I don't think I saw the net move at all. That was just a straight shot.
65-9 there. They're working in the corner, kicking out top. Savannah continues to work it down here. Under 3 minutes we go now. French, couple of dribbles with it. Out on the top to Jenna Brooks. Brooks in the lane to Kramer. Out. 3 on the way, no good. Hendricks with it, out to Madison McClure, running ahead of the pack, chased down from behind, and French gonna knock it out of bounds. And Alexis Richardson will check back in there. Olivia Kramer will go out for the Ducks. And I'll tell you, Havana, I know somebody mentioned they had 7 losses on the season, but I'll tell you what, in the right regional, there's some things that this Havana Ducks team can do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if you get a team that is not very well on the transition like we've seen. Havana really likes to keep that up tempo, and they can keep, control. They keep a handle of things, even though that high pressure leads to more opportunities and more, opportunities for mistakes as well.
Sullivan working it up here, coming to the far side. 3 on the way. It is no good, and the rebound snapped up there by Maggie French. She'll dribble it up here, bounce it over for Nemmelman. Missed the shot. Richardson, another shot on the way, no good. Pulled down another rebound. Now Janelle Heaton able to get the rebound, getting away from trouble there. And looking up the court, Mason Shipman dribbles it now. 1.5 minutes left to go here in the contest. As Shipman pulls up, she'll pump the 3, no good. And a rebound taken away by Jenna Brooks. Shipman working her up the court. They'll hold and swing it over here. Havana working us close to 1 minute. Richardson in the lane. Spins and works it out for Howiter. Over for Brooks in the lane. A bounce. And Hendricks with the
foul.
With the foul. And up to the free throw line will step Nemmelman. She'll put it up at the free throw line. No one ready's with it. Free throw up and on the way. It is no good. Ready the next one. And a couple of bounces. Free throw on the way. It is no good, and we had somebody get in there early, I believe. And then we're going to set it up for another one. Actually, it was Havana evidently that got in there early. As Sullivan with it. 10 seconds left here. Sullivan dribbling up. Spinning top of the key. Step back 3. No good. And a rebound pulled away by French. And that's going to do it as the Havana Ducks win it 67-9 here over the Cyclones of West Prairie. Some last thoughts, Kenny?
Well, you do what you can with the position that you're in. Cyclones were able to work on things, and they did get better, especially aggressiveness and physicality, much better. Got some more open looks down low. I just think, it all comes back to the timeout taken, down 10-0. Coming back, and you had 4 players looking at the floor.
Yep.
And when you get into a mentality like that, it's very hard to come out of. A 10-0 run is bad, but you can come back, especially with the team running this much. You show that you had steals, too. Defensively, they got better overall of taking away some of those, giveaways that they gave back. Just mentality, keep looking up, keep trying. And it's really hard to get out of that hole once you see multiple people start to spiral.
And there'll be better days ahead. That's what I always tell the kid. You put this one away, you put it to bed, and there'll be better days ahead for the Ducks heading toward regionals. Look like they may be tuned up for it. And, of course, as I said, though, that'll happen probably, I believe, 4 or 5 weeks. I may be wrong on that. End of January, early February, they'll get started with that. So for Kenny Suter, I'm going to say so long from West Prairie. They'll be back here on Wednesday night. You've been watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.